is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about a few different horror topics in this video here today. We'll be talking about Black Phone 3, Scream 7, Jeepers Creepers 5, Crystal Lake, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So starting off here with Black Phone 3. Ethan Hawke recently shared these comments with Entertainment Weekly regarding a potential Black Phone 3. He said, "I would like to go to hell with the grabber. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to get to know him. That would be my dream for the third one, to let it be a character piece about what made him, who he is now, and how he's haunting other people's dreams." So fully embracing that Freddy Krueger angle even further by just probably attacking other children who are in this town, in this area. But I mean, we know enough. And isn't Finney killing him what sent him into the supernatural world established in the original? I don't think we need to dive into over-explaining that side of this universe, or if the grabber made a deal with some trio of demons like Freddy did. We don't need to dig into his childhood too much. Now, if you want to attempt a story that explores his life in hell while trying to escape, I won't say no, but it's just also not necessary. Just like how many of you probably agree, that twist with the mom in Black Phone 2, not necessary either. That was one of the things I was talking about as we were approaching the release date, where I was like, they have some connective tissue that doesn't really feel all that necessary. And after seeing the film, it was good, but I still don't agree with that decision. The problem is that once you get this in the hands of a studio, an end is almost never in sight. So I'm prepared for more grabber films as long as they are entertaining. It just sucks that 2 movies or even 1 is never enough these days, but that's how the business works. Let's talk about Scream 7. So Jude tweeted this about Scream 7 recently. He said, "Scream 7 delivers some of the most insane chase scenes the franchise has ever had. Gail and Robbie's clash brings the perfect comedic relief. Anna Camp is a standout and already feels like a fan favorite. The twins are more mature. They have a meaningful arc with Gail." Now, the Anna Camp one is what excites me the most, because that dual performance that she gave in You Season 5 was just too good. If you haven't checked that out already. Or if you're already familiar with Anna Camp, maybe that didn't surprise you. But I was not all that familiar with her game. She knocked it out of the park in You Season 5, so I'm very much so looking forward to what she has to bring to the table in Ghostface's next spree, with Scream 7 coming this upcoming February. In terms of those intense chases, I'm sure fans will appreciate that. If you feel 5 and 6 lacked in that department, I'm going to have to reinforce that I believe the bar scene in this movie is going to be a lot of people's favorite. That's just my 2 cents. Now, someone by the name of Ty shared his experience with meeting David Arquette in the Scream Trilogy group recently. Now, according to them, David said his appearance is a blink and you might miss him kind of role. This goes back to what I was getting at, though, with Stu. If you remember, I've been stating he seems to be the only supporting role of these deceased returning characters. Everyone else is just a cameo. Would I mind seeing more Dewey? No, but I also have 5 films of him that I can turn on at any time. It is important to remember that this is just his physical appearances being teased. Who knows how many times we'll hear his voice from Ghostface to taunt Sydney or Gail. Big shout out to you, Mike, for sending this Dewey tidbit my way. Now let's jump into talking about Jeepers Creepers 5. So someone from the Jeepers Creepers subreddit, yes, one exists, left a comment about meeting Jonathan Breck recently and asking him about a Jeepers Creepers 5. They said, "I met him in August and he said there's no talks for a Jeepers Creepers 5, at least not with him in it." And then he goes on to mention how they got told by their cousin that another movie was coming out. So in August, when I met him at Comic-Con, I asked him about it, and he said there's too many legal difficulties, and if there's another movie coming out, it's not him as the creeper. But that was in August. Hopefully they figured out the legal issues and are now proceeding with 5. Obviously, the cousin part isn't important, but Breck is still telling fans that he wants to be the creeper. He acknowledges the lawsuit from 4, which hasn't been updated online in months. The last time there's been an update was back in May. That's why I haven't really been doing any Jeepers Creepers videos lately, because the lawsuit has gone radio silent. If they make another one without Breck, I can live with that. Maybe some of you listening can't, but I can. I don't think Breck's absence is the problem we need to be focusing on. The problem isn't his absence, because he can always be regarded as the OG creeper from those first 2 films. And if he is the one who does the better performance, that's fine. I can live with that. They can find another performer to do modern day creeper. Just capture that makeup well enough and I think I'll be fine. Many of you listening might also be fine. The problem, though, is a lack of competent creatives and seemingly having the IP in the hands of producers who are happy with producing slop as long as it makes them money. Any little bit of money they seem to be satisfied with. Breck came back for 3, and that was bad as well. So I'm just saying, let's focus on getting a team that cares first, not Jonathan Breck coming back. Jonathan Breck could come back, and if Timo Varensola is the one directing and even writing, or any of the people involved creatively are coming back, then there's nothing to be excited about. If it's the same producers, if it's shooting out of the country again, all that stuff, nothing to be excited about. If it's constant green screen and all of these things that look like an unfinished video game, nothing to be excited about. Breck is the least of our worries. He gives a phenomenal performance in the movies as the Creeper, but he is not who we need to be focusing on. They need to get somebody who cares first to bring this IP back. Somebody who actually wants to do justice to the story that's been left unfinished ever since the end of Jeepers Creepers 2. But of course, that's going to be a tall task, given how tainted the IP is. We cannot ignore that. This IP is quite tainted. Now let's talk about Crystal Lake. Brad Kane posted on Instagram recently that a Crystal Lake rap party has occurred. He goes on to say in the caption here, Crystal Lake rap party was epic. I'm madly in love with and totally in awe of this stellar bunch of artists and humans. A fella couldn't ask for a more talented and wonderful group of collaborators. Season 1, almost, sorta, not quite, done and dusted. More please and thank you. Now, I've seen some people state that it's rapped, but if I'm going to take this literally, he's saying almost, sorta, not quite. So it isn't rapped as far as I'm concerned, or am I just illiterate? Because I'm seeing so many reports, oh, it's rapped. He's not even saying it's rapped. He's saying almost, sorta, not quite. So they had a rap party. I mean, whatever. If you want to go ahead and announce that it's rapped at this point because they're having a rap party, I get it. But he's kind of made it clear they're not rapped. I hope that this show is a hit. I cannot wait to see Linda Cardellini as Pamela Voorhees. And like I stated before, if anything, with all the disrespect I see towards this original film recently online, if you're someone who's on Twitter, and I hope that Linda Cardellini's performance as Pamela Voorhees will just put more significance on this name, on this character, because so many people like to say that first film is boring, and as a result, this undermines Pamela's significance to that story. Her role in Jason's story is so significant, but because that first film, I guess, is boring, she's constantly ignored. She's constantly tossed to the side. So I want to see Crystal Lake bring some credibility to the name of Pamela Voorhees. And with Linda Cardellini in the role, I think we have a strong chance of that, for people to finally start acknowledging her and giving her the respect that she deserves. Now, let's talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, obviously this is about Prison Break, but just walk with me. Variety reported this today about Hulu's Prison Break revival. Hulu has greenlit a reboot of Prison Break. The project was first reported to be in the works at Hulu in December 2024 with a pilot order. So what does that have to do with Buffy? Well, this show, as you just heard, also had a pilot order at first, and now we are waiting for the series order with New Sunnydale. Prison Break just got theirs. We know the writer's room for New Sunnydale has been assembled, and as of now, they are likely finishing up the episodes to shoot in March of next year. If Prison Break got a series order, we should be prepared for Buffy to get the same treatment. Obviously, this isn't a confirmation, but I think this is a sign of things to come for New Sunnydale's chances of becoming a series. I do think this is something that we should consider when it comes to Buffy, given the same trajectory. They had a pilot order, now it's got a full series order. There's no way Prison Break gets the green light and Buffy doesn't. I just don't see it happening. Buffy, I would argue, is a much more popular IP as well. I think Prison Break, while it was on the air, got better ratings than Buffy viewership-wise, but I think in terms of cultural relevance, Buffy still seems to be the bigger IP. So if they're giving this to Prison Break, come on now. We're going to get our series order for Buffy. They're going to probably announce it in March like I predicted, and they'll probably announce all the rest of the writers, the cast, and we'll probably find out if Allison Hannigan is going to be in it or not, because of course many of us are expecting Willow to be present in some capacity. But let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notification so you can never miss a video. In the description, I have links to all of my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there, of course, to let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.